cha hari. Yamuna tira vanacha hari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamuna tira vanacha hari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari. Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamuna tira vanacha hari. Yamuna tira vanacha hari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Kunj Bihari Radha Kunj Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Radhe. Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe. Jaya Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Lakshmi Nrsinga Jaya Lakshmi Nrsinga Lakshmi Nrsinga Jaya Lakshmi Nrsinga. Jaya Prahlad Maharaja Prahlad Maharaja Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Vishupahad Paramahamsa Parivirajagacaya Sota Sata Shishmachila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jaya Vishupahad Paramahamsa Parivirajagacaya Sota Sata Shishmachila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavrinda ki. Sirup Si Sanatan Bhattar Ganachi Jeev Gopal Bhattara Saragana Charu Goswami Prabhu ki. प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्यादैत गदाधर शिवजरी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपाल गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मायापुर धाम की जगन्पुरी धाम की तुलसी देवी वृंद देवी की भक्ति देवी की गंगा यमुना देवी की हरे नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्री श्री गौनिताय की श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नृसिंहदेव की प्रहलाद महाराज की Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki. All glories to the Samalawatis. All glories to the Samalawatis. All glories to Siguran Chiguranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet. Nashtapaye shavadesho nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistike. Ete chamsa kalapam sam krishnastu bhagavan sayam. Indriyari vyakulam lokam hridyante yuge yuge. Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam pranama dukkha samanastam namami harim param. Nigama kalpataror galitam palam sukamugadam ridadeva sammudam. Vivada bhagatam rasamalayam muhuro rasika bhuvi bhavakaha. So we are reading from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 4th canto, 13th chapter, text number 36 or okay, and 37 also. Text number 37 is written there. 36. Okay. Tasma Purusha Uttasthao. 19. Kapitel. 19. Okay. Text number 36. Okay. Ebhir Indropasam Srishtai Pakandai Raribhir Janam Riyamanam Vichaksvainam Yaste Yagyadruk Aswamut Ebir Indropasam Srishtai Pakandai Haribhir Janam Riyamanam Vichaksvainam Yaste Yagyadruk Aswamut Ebhir Indropasam Srishtai Pakandai Haribhir Janam Riyamanam Vichaksvainam Yaste Yagyadruk Aswamut Ladies, Ebirindo Prasam Sristai Pakandai Haribir Janam Hriyamanam vichaksvainam yaste yagya durga swamut ebiridropa samsristai pakandai haribir janam Riyamana vichaksvainam yaste yagya durgasvamut. Ebhi, by these, Indra upasamsristai, created by the king of heaven, Indra, pakandai, sinful activities, haribhi, very attractive to the heart, janam, the people in general, hriyamanam, being carried away, vichaksva, just see, enam, these, ya, one who, te, your, yagyadruk, creating a disturbance in the performance of the sacrifice. Ashamut, who stole the horse. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. Just see how Indra, the king of heaven, was creating a disturbance in the midst of the sacrifice by stealing the sacrificial horse. These attractive sinful activities he has introduced will be carried out by the people in general. Purport. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, yad yad acharati shestas tatat evetara janaha saya pramanam kurute lokastato navattate. Whatever action is performed by a great man, common man, follow in his footsteps. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. For his own sense gratification, King Indra thought to defeat Maharaj Prithu in the performance of 100 horse sacrifices. Consequently, he stole the horse and hid himself amid so many irreligious personalities, taking on the false guise of a sannyasi. Such activities are attractive to the people in general, therefore they are dangerous. Lord Brahma taught that instead of allowing Indra to further introduce such irreligious systems, it would be better to stop the sacrifice. A similar stance was taken by Lord Buddha when people were overly engrossed in the animal sacrifices recommended by Vedic instructions. Lord Buddha had to introduce the religion of non-violence by contradicting the Vedic sacrificial instructions. Actually, in the sacrifices, the slaughtered animals were giving a new life. But people without such powers were taking advantage of such Vedic rituals and unnecessarily killing poor animals. Therefore, Lord Buddha had to deny the authority of the Vedas for the time being. One should not perform sacrifices that will induce reversed orders. It is better to stop such sacrifices. As we have repeatedly explained, due to lack of qualified Brahminical priests in Kali Yuga, it is not possible to perform the ritualistic ceremonies recommended in the Vedas. Consequently, the Shastras instruct us to perform the Sankirtan Yajna. By the Sankirtan sacrifice, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his form of Lord Chaitanya will be satisfied and worshipped. The entire purpose of performing sacrifices is to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. Lord Vishnu, or Lord Krishna, is present in his form of Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, people who are intelligent should try to satisfy him by performing Sankirtan Yajna. This is the easiest way to satisfy Lord Vishnu in this age. People should take advantage of the injunctions in different shastras concerning sacrifices in this age and not create unnecessary disturbances during the sinful age of Kali. In Kali Yuga, men all over the world are very expert in opening slaughterhouses for killing animals, which they eat. If the old ritualistic ceremonies were observed, people would be encouraged to kill more and more animals. In Calcutta, there are many butcher shops which keep a deity of goddess Kali. And animal eaters think it proper to purchase animal flesh from such shops in hope that they are eating the remnants of food offered to goddess Kali. They do not know that goddess Kali never accepts non-vegetarian food because she is the chaste wife of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is also a great Vaishnava and never eats non-vegetarian food. And the goddess Kali accepts the remnants of food left by Lord Shiva. Therefore, there is no possibility of her eating flesh or fish. Such offerings are accepted by the associates of goddess Kali, known as Bhutas, Pisachas, and Rakshasas. And those who take the prasad of goddess Kali in the shape of flesh or fish are not actually taking the prasad left by goddess Kali, but the food left by the Bhutas and Pisachas. Homa Yajna timirandasya jnananjana salakaya chakasoranamritam yanam dasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya manobhistam stapitam yena bhutale sayam rupagadhamayam dadati swapadantikam vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yotapadakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sirupam Sagarajatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Govika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshari Vrajavano Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Hari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare. So here Lord Brahma is asking Prithu Maharaj to stop performing these sacrifices. And so here he's explaining to Prithu Maharaj that the king of heaven, Indra, so he was creating a disturbance while the sacrifice was being performed by stealing the sacrificial horse. And he's indicating that one has to be careful in one's activities so that there is no disturbance in society. So the king is responsible for the society for everyone in the society. And the king should be a representative of the Lord. The king should worship the Lord. And the king should tell all the praja, all those living in the kingdom, that they should worship the Lord. The king is a representative of the Lord. So, and the Lord's purpose in creating this material world is to give the conditioned souls an opportunity to engage in devotional service, to inspire them to engage in devotional service, to give this knowledge so they may know what to do and what not to do. So the king, as a representative of the Lord, it is his duty to try to give knowledge to the people in his kingdom. Try to make sure that they are engaged in devotional activities. Trying to make sure they are pious, they're following the rules and regulations of the scriptures. And so it's pointing out that if the leader, the king, or like here Indra, is doing something sinful, then the general people will do the same. So therefore that should be avoided. And Prabhupada is quoting in the purport from Bhagavad Gita, famous verse from the 3rd chapter. Yad yad acharati sheshtas tattat devataro janaha saya pramanu kurute lokastatana vatate. Acharati. So that means acharan. So that means the proper conduct, sadachar. Proper conduct according to the scriptures, with Krishna in the center. So Shrestha, those who are the leaders, so whatever they're doing, then the jana, the common man will follow. And the pramanam, so praman, that here it is translated as standard, or actually praman means also what is mentioned in the scriptures, what is established in the scriptures, the proof of the scriptures, that this should be done, this should not be done. So he is following, the spiritual master or the king has to follow Shastra, the scriptures. That is important. Guru Sadhu Shastra. We have to act according to the instructions of the spiritual master, the saintly people, and the Shastra. And that should be not the same. The Guru is speaking according to Shastra, and then the common man will follow. So if Guru is not speaking according to Shastra, then that should not be accepted. Then he is not truly Guru. Guru means he is a representative of the Lord, he is speaking according to Shastra. So the king also, the leader, has to follow the acharyas, the saintly persons, the scriptures. And then the common man will follow. So that is natural. So what a great man does, the common man will follow. That is seen in this world. So if the leader is God conscious, then the common man will be God conscious also. So the king has to be God conscious, and he has to follow according to the injunctions of the saintly persons and the scriptures. He has to be exemplary. So here we can see that Indra, so he was acting for sense gratification. So he wanted to defeat Maharaj Prithu. He wanted to be the only one who had performed 100 sacrifices. So there are different kinds of sense gratification, gross and subtle. Gross is one is eating nicely, sleeping nicely, have a comfortable place, enjoying in different ways, physically. And then a subtle sense gratification, so that is name, fame, glory. If one wants to be glorified, one wants to become famous, one wants to have a name, that, oh, look at this person, he's is a great personality. So that is subtle sense gratification. So King Indra, he wanted to be recognized as the only one who performed 100 horse sacrifices. So Prithu Maharaj, he's a devotee, and he was thinking, let me just do many horse sacrifices, like Indra. And basically there's nothing wrong if one has the means. In the Treta Yuga, as Prithu Maharaj was then trying, so there was no harm. At the same time, because Indra was becoming envious that this king, he wants to show that he can do as good as me, so I will stop him. And he was trying by stealing the sacrificial horse, which is actually sinful activity. So, and Maharaj Parikshit, he became angry at the king that he stole the horse. So therefore, Lord Brahma had come and he had to stop Prithu Maharaj. So, because there was no need to perform so many sacrifices, but the main thing is we have to engage in devotional service. And in this way, by telling Prithu Maharaj not to continue, then Lord Indra would be satisfied and he would not perform any sinful activity. So Prithu Maharaj, he followed the advice of Lord Brahma, and in this way, then the problem was solved. The situation was again properly established, that everyone should be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. And so different ways of worshipping the Lord. Performing a yajna, that is also worship the Lord. Yajna by Vishnu. Yajna for the satisfaction of Vishnu, not for the demigods. At the same time, in the great yajnas, the demigods are also satisfied. They are also getting oblations. Previously, in previous ages, the demigods were invited to attain a yajna, and they used to come. But nowadays, in the age of Kali, nobody wants to come in the age of Kali to attend the sacrifice. And because even in the age of Kali, it is difficult to do a big sacrifice and to have pure ingredients, have so much opulence to give in charity to everyone. So therefore, the demigods, they are not bothering to come. So it is mentioned here by Prabhupada in the purport that at one point, so people, they were performing the sacrifices, the animal sacrifices, and just to satisfy the senses. And they were doing that not in a proper way. Therefore, Lord Buddha had to appear. And he told the people that it is not good to do this animal sacrifice. And we should be non-violent. Ahimsa. He was preaching ahimsa. We should be non-violent. Which is true. And it is mentioned, Prabhupada mentioned, is mentioned in the scriptures that previously, only on certain days they were performing sacrifices, animal sacrifice, but they were powerful, they had the power, the priests. They were offering an old horse or an old cow in the sacrifice, and they were chanting mantra, and then somehow, by the power of the mantra, the sacrificed horse then came out in a new body. So, but that is not possible in the age of Kali. Previously, the priests were powerful, but nowadays it is not possible. But still, we perform sacrifices by the mercy of the Spirit Master, Lakshmi Nrsingadeva ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki. So, But we do simple sacrifices for the pleasure of the Lord, and we offer ghee and havan samagri, auspicious herbs, and rice, and barley corn, gehu, and so on, different grains. And that is mentioned in the scriptures, what we may offer in the sacrifice, what should be offered. But the sacrifices are more simple, the 5 sacrifices, but they still have to be performed. For the different samskars, the purificatory rites of the householders, so the marriage ceremony is there, and then there's a yajna, sacrifice. And then when the child is born, the name-giving ceremony, namkaran samskar, then there's a sacrifice. When the child is taking the first grains, anaprasanam, then there's a sacrifice. So sacrifices are there, but it is done in a more simple way. But at the same time, one will chant the holy names, the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that has to be accompanied. Of course, while doing the sacrifice, we chant some auspicious mantras also, and glorification of the Lord, like we may chant Brahma Samhita or Purusha Sukta for the pleasure of the Lord, glorifying the Lord. Or Nrsimha Homa for Nrsimha Dev, like yesterday was performed. So then we may chant the 100-day names of Nrsimha Dev, or we may chant the Nrsimha Kavacha prayers. So for the pleasure of Nrsimha Dev in his glorification. So that can be done, and that is effective also. But at the same time, one has to chant the holy names of the Lord. And then it will be complete. So Lord Buddha, he told the people to be non-violent, which is also important. We should be non-violent. And so the devotees of the Lord, they are not eating meat. They are trying not to cause harm to anybody. Even it is mentioned that we should not even disturb an ant or a fly. So we have to be careful that we don't harm anybody. Physically, with the body. But then also by speaking, we should speak politely, we should speak nicely, not harsh with anybody. Of course, the spiritual master or the father, sometimes he has to chastise the child or the disciple. But that is done usually out of love. And to correct the disciple or the son. So that has to be done. But yes, but at the same time, love should be there and encouragement should be there. Not just chastisement, but encouragement has to be there. Of course, sometimes you have to speak the truth. And sometimes the truth is hard. So, just like, for example, we have to tell people, don't eat meat. So, and then people, they may not like it. And we give it examples also that is mentioned in scripture. So, I'm staying in India since many years, and even in India, although there are many vegetarians, but unfortunately nowadays, maybe 60 or even 70% of the people in India, they eat meat, unfortunately. And so last month I was in Mumbai, and so somebody came to visit me, one devotee, and he came with his friend from the college. And so then I was asking, how are you? And he said, I'm fine. And then he said, I am Christian. I said, okay, nice, good. So, because actually the Christians, originally they were also vegetarian. Even originally the Muslims, the true Muslims, they're also vegetarian. But nowadays, even mostly the Christians and Muslims, they eat meat. And even mostly the Hindus, the Indians, they eat meat, unfortunately. But it is not mentioned in the scriptures. It is not meant for the human being to eat meat. Even so, but exceptions are there that the animal sacrifice sometimes it may be performed. Or if one cannot be without eating meat, then it may be done once a month. And then what it should be done on Amavasya Titi, that is new moon, when it is dark. At night time, an animal may be slaughtered, but not a cow. And then, so one has to say in the ear of the animal, Mamsa. Ma amsa, now I eat you, and later in the future you will eat me. Because this is a law of karma. If you hurt somebody, then you will get that back, usually from the same person. Even practical example, if somehow some persons they have some argument or something, then one person will hit the other person in the face. And usually, immediately the other person will hit back. That is almost natural. So, if one is killing somebody, then one will be killed also. Maybe not immediately, because the one who is being killed, so he cannot do anything. But then somebody else will come. That is the law of karma. Or usually, of course, even nowadays, then the police is there, the government is there, the king, and the person is caught. Mostly. And then there will be punishment. So, either he's put in prison, or if he has been very cruel, then there can be death penalty also. And then he will die. But if he's escaping the government, then the external energy of the Lord, Maya, so is there, material nature, Durga Devi, and that person will suffer for the sinful activity. So by doing pap, sinful activities, there is a reaction, which is painful, will be painful. So if one is very sinful, but sometimes also the punishment is not immediately, but it will take some time. But if one is very sinful, so he will go to hell, Naraklok, and he will have to suffer greatly for his sinful activities. So that is mentioned in scriptures, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and other Puranas. Even there it is mentioned, for whatever sinful activity you are doing, what reaction you will get in hell. So that is mentioned. So if one is intelligent and reading the scriptures, he will read and he will think, oh my God, that is not good. Better not to perform sinful activities. So we must have knowledge. We should read the scriptures or we should hear. Otherwise one will suffer. Just like in any country, the law of the government is there and we must know the law. Otherwise you'll be punished. Just like here, so we ride a car and it is on the right side. In England or India, we ride on the car on the left side. So if somebody from India is here and is driving here, is driving on the left side, then the police will be there very quickly. And then he cannot say, well, in India we drive on the left side. I didn't know. No, you must know. And you can see also usually. So, or if there's a red light that everyone knows at a street crossing, when it is red, you're not supposed to cross the road. When it is green, you cross the road. Or for the cars also, they will go when it is green. When it is orange, be careful. You have to stop. Because the red light is coming. Danger. And you have to stop. If you don't stop, maybe there may be an accident if there's a crossing there. Or if the police is there, or they have the camera, and then you will get penalty. You will have to pay a fine. So the laws of material nature are there, so we have to know what to do and what not to do. Therefore the scriptures are there. Shastra, different scriptures. Bhagavad Gita, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, the Puranas. And these are the Manu Samhita. Manu is the father of mankind. So he's giving instructions what to do and what not to do, and we have to follow. And then one can live peacefully. And so God should be in the center, because we are servants of God. We are meant to serve God. We have to understand, first of all, we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And we are supposed to serve God, Krishna or Vishnu or Narayan. That is for every human being. And if one is not worshipping God, and just eating, sleeping, working and defending one's existence, so that is mentioned in the scriptures. So we speak softly also and nicely. We encourage everyone to follow the scriptures, but sometimes we have to speak the truth. So if one is not worshipping God, according to the scriptures, pashu hi saman. One is like a pashu, an animal. Animal, the dog or the hog is eating something and sleeping also. And then sex life is there after the opposite sex, the dog and the hog. And then other dogs are there. And they're defending their territory. And that you can see. Here, not so many dogs around. I hardly see any dog here. But some dogs must be there, but not many. But like in India, there are many dogs. They're wandering around. But here, usually the city also, if they see a dog in the city, they catch the dog. And they put him somewhere. But in India, the dogs are going freely. In the big cities, even there are dogs there also. Of course, they are there in their territory. They are not just walking on the road, on the main road. No, they have a territory. Some housing complexes are there, and they are there, a few dogs, and they're barking. And so, I live in Vrindavan, in India, so there, in my colony where I stay, at my house, by Krishna's mercy, so the dogs are there. And if a new dog is coming, then there's one dog who is the boss. He's barking, wah, wah, wah. And when they are a little younger, the dog, so they're strong, and then they will fight and not let the new dog come in. But after some time, the dog becomes old, I've seen, because I've been living there since more than 40 years altogether. So we have seen many dogs coming and going, being the boss of the community. But that is only temporary. So that is there. So if one is just thinking about oneself and eating nicely, sleeping, of course, working has to be there, and then sanskarification and defending one's, of course, that is there. We have to defend ourselves. So therefore, usually, the houses are locked. But there has to be the purpose of life. What is the purpose of life? Purpose of life, of the human form of life, that is, one has a chance to become self-realized. So, spiritual life has to be there. One has to try to find out. Atato Brahma Jigyasa, that is mentioned in the scriptures. When you have the human form of life, one has to inquire about the absolute truth. That is the purpose of human life. We have to inquire about the absolute truth. Atma Sakshatkar, Bhagavan Sakshatkar. So direct experience of the Supreme Lord. That is the goal of life. And so then Atma Sakshatkar, self-realization, realizing ourselves. So that we have to endeavor for this. Of course, we have to maintain our family, we have to work for this purpose, at least some time. But we have to engage in spiritual activities also. Otherwise, one is not better, even Prabhupada used to say. Otherwise, one is just like a polished animal. Like we can see. And sometimes, if one is not worshipping God, then one will worship something else. Like a hero, Hollywood or Bollywood hero, or one will worship football star or cricket star. Or if that is not there, then people are keeping dog. You can see in the West they're keeping dog and they're taking care of the dog nicely. Even now in India you can see so many people, they have their dog, especially in the big cities. They go with the dog. So we should worship God, G-O-D. G-O-D, God. And they do the opposite. Dog. D-O-G. G-O-D and D-O-G, that is the opposite. Ulta. This is the opposite. Instead of worshipping God, worshipping dog. And then you can see also if you worship God, you become godly. And you can go to God. You become spiritual. Krishna is Satchidananda Swarup. And we also Satchidananda Swarup. Then we come to your true nature. But we can see, and I've seen also practically, people taking care of the dog, like pampering the dog, and keeping the dog on the line, and then giving something nice to eat to the dog. And instead of thinking of God, they're thinking of dog. And I have seen also that sometimes people, then they look like the dog because they're thinking of the dog. I have seen. So, and then if they eat meat, like they give the meat to the dog and they eat meat, and then next lifetime they become dog. Because that is mentioned in scriptures, in Bhagavad Gita. So that is the truth. So sometimes you have to speak the truth. So I was telling this Christian in Mumbai, and I was speaking nicely to him, but I was saying, you're a Christian, because he was telling me, yes, I'm Christian. I said, okay. Then I asked him, you're a vegetarian? He said, no. I said, but you should be vegetarian. And then I was explaining to him. I was giving him some prasadam also, and I was encouraging him, please try to give up slowly but surely eating meat, and try to devote yourself to God by chanting the name of God, by doing some worship of God. So sometimes nowadays, then they only name Christian, in name Hindu, in name Muslim, but they're not following and they're not worshipping. So then at the end he was telling me also, actually I'm only in name I'm a Christian. Only in name I'm a Christian. So what is the use? And then he left. And then that devotee, then he told his mother that my friend, he became unhappy because I was speaking strongly to him. But what to do? So, but he was obliged to have a relationship because his father is in a big position. And so this devotee was studying in South, in Chennai. He wants to go to America. And that Christian's father is in America also. So for him it is easy to go to America if he has a friendship. But then I told this devotee, it's okay, you have friendship, but don't be too close, because he's eating meat. And that is not good for you. So, but in this world we have to associate with other people, especially if we are working or studying, but we have to be careful with the association and be associated with saintly persons. Otherwise one will be affected. Like also that is practically we have seen. So, and we have seen also in our youth. So, if you're together with people who are drinking, there's a chance they will start drinking also. But and that is happening, even in the college, here in the West also, or in the high school. then they smoke. And then if the other person is not smoking, they will say, hey, why are you not smoking? Peer pressure. Hey, why are you not drinking? Hey, why are you not eating meat? And then if one is weak, one is not strong spiritually, then he will do the same thing. And then he will not advance in spiritual life. So you must have proper association, and with those who are not properly situated, we have only a formal exchange. Yes, how are you? If you're in college and somebody is there eating meat, and you have to be together, you have to greet. How are you? But that's all. We don't be too close to each other. So that we have to see. So otherwise we cannot advance in our spiritual life. But the human form of life is meant for self-realization, which is not easy. At least we should try our best to advance. So, and therefore we should be in the association of those who are inclined spiritually. Therefore the temples are there. We can come here and we can be with like-minded people. So that is important. And then one has to have a spiritual practice that is called sadhana. Therefore Prabhupada is explained also that that in the age of Kali, it is mentioned in the scriptures that one should perform Sankirtan yagya. Kalaya dosha nijay rajan estev ekam mahan guna kirtana devi krishna sa mukta sangha parambrajet. The age of Kali is full of fault. So the environment is not always pure. And one has not a very good memory in the age of Kali, not a long lifespan. But there is one good quality, and that is simply by chanting Harinam, Hari Kirtan, one can advance and attain perfection in life. So therefore the Supreme Lord in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he has appeared. He is the Lord, but he is appearing as a devotee, and he himself is chanting the holy names. God himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is Krishna himself, but with the luster and the complexion of Srimati Radharani, the greatest devotee. So in that mood, he is chanting the names of God and is worshipping God, just to show the common people that we should worship God. So God is coming as a devotee to show us how to worship God. So therefore, we should follow. And Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Satatam kirtayantomam yatantasyadri davataha namasyantashamam bhaktyattushanti charavant. So now, Satatam kirtayantomam yatantasyadri davataha. So with determination we should chant the holy names of the Lord, and in this way we should worship the Lord. Also patram pushpam phalam toyam. We should offer something to Krishna. That is easy. Patram, just a patra, a leaf, tulsi leaf. Pushpa, flowers. Phalam, fruits. Toyam, water. That we can easily get. And anyhow we have to eat every day. So whatever we are eating, that we should offer to Krishna. We should offer to the Lord. Then it becomes prasad. So and then we chant the holy names and we hear Krishna Katha, Ram Katha, and about the different avatars, Vishnu and Nrsimhadev, Vamana, Parashuram, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha. So we hear about the Lord and His devotees. And so, and in this way then we can be peaceful, and then we can advance. So, so important point is that so we should be non-violent also. That is important. So we should not cause any harm to anybody else, and we should try to actually help others. That is a Vaishnav, that is a gentleman of this world, Sajan. Sarva bhute hiterataha, is thinking about the welfare of others. He's not thinking about himself. He's serving the Lord, he's taking care of his family, but he will help others also. householder who is earning, then he will give something of his earnings to the Lord, to the sadhus, the saintly persons. And he may distribute prasadam to poor people or cloth. And sometimes in India you can see very wealthy people, they will open hospital, they will open schools. In this way, for the common man, they will do something for the common man. So if we are trying to be good persons, then we should follow this process as giving in the scriptures under the shelter of a devotee, a Vaishnava. Because in the scriptures so many things are mentioned, but then the common man will not understand what to do and what not to do. Therefore the Lord is coming to explain, or He's sending His devotees, the pure devotees, and then we can take shelter of them, and then we can advance in our spiritual life, and then we can be also happy. Everyone wants to be happy in this world. Right? Everyone wants to be happy, peaceful, yes. So Krishna says also in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktarang tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram surinam sabhutanam gyatva mam shanti merichati shanti. Om shanti shanti shanti. So mantras are there also, saying shanti shanti, we want peace. So for this we should understand, as Krishna says, Bhaktarang yagatapasam. So I'm the bhakta, I'm the enjoyer of the yajna. It may be fire sacrifice or chanting the holy names. That should be for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of the Lord. And we do austerity, like Ekadashi. Today Ekadashi Titi. On Ekadashi Titi we are not eating any grains, no anna, no chapati, no chawal, no rice, no bread, no dal. But we eat only fruits, vegetables, milk, nuts. Of course some buckwheat is there, kutuata we can take, that we can take and make some preparations. But on Ekadashi Titi we should try to eat less. We should try even to drink less. Even according to Ayurveda, one should not drink too much on Ekadashi. From Ekadashi till Purnima, Ekadashi till Amavasya, one should drink a little less. That is better for the health, according to Shastra. And on this day, if you're not eating grains, so there's some relief for the stomach. And if you eat a little less, many times we eat only once a day, or at least half a day we don't eat in the morning. Some day we'll not eat at all on Ekadashi. Then the stomach gets some rest. Otherwise eating morning, breakfast, lunch, dinner. So the stomach becomes full and then just we need rest. The body needs rest. The different organs need rest. So therefore we take rest also. We sleep at night time. So we have to give the digestive system some rest also. Therefore we also we do that. And then we should chant more the holy names. We should do more puja. We should hear more about the Lord. More devotional activities on Ekadashi Titi. And less involved. Of course, we have to do the needful. And if one has to work, he has to work. But still, he can try to eat less or not to take any grain. And then if one is eating less and trying to sleep a little less, one can chant more and do more devotional activities. So that is required. Because the tendency is to be in this world and to work and even some enjoyment which is there. And even if one is a devotee and one is performing devotional activities, but then the tendency is there to still want to enjoy. Eat nice prasadam, and every day some nice sweet. Sunday, rasgulla, halva. But we should restrict also. And try to control. And therefore sometimes some tapasya has to be there, Ekadashi. Or Chaturmas is coming. Some austerity should be performed. Kartik Vrat. Purushottam Vrat. And then in this way, then slowly but surely one can become more attached to Krishna and give up sense gratification. And then one can, bhuktanang tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram, then one can be peaceful. But we should understand everything belongs to Krishna. Suridam sarva bhutanam, and I'm the friend of everyone. Krishna, God, is our friend. He wants to help us. But we have to know how we can take the help from God. But if we act according to this principle, then we get shanti, peace. So then the brahmanas are there also, and they will give blessings. Or the spiritual master is there to give blessings. But we have to follow the instructions. Sometimes in India we see the people come to the saintly person, they will say, Ashirvad dije, give Ashirvad. And then they touch the feet. They know if we touch the feet of a saintly person, we get benefit. But you have to follow the instructions also. If the sadhu, the acharya is saying, okay, I will give Ashirvad, but you chant Hare Krishna. So if you say, okay, I'm busy, I don't have time, you may get a little benefit, but if you don't follow instruction, you don't get so much benefit. So therefore we have to follow. Then you will get Ashirvad. Then you will get the mercy. And the saintly person, Krishna Kripa Sri Murti, is the embodiment of Krishna's mercy. So by following the instruction, by pleasing the sadhu, the spiritual master, then we will be blessed and then we can advance. So that is there. We have to please Hari Guru Vaishnav. And not ourselves only, not think about ourselves, how we can be happy, but we should please Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga, Krishna, and then we will be successful, then we will get the blessing. Some tapasya has to be there. Life is meant for tapasya also. And then some enjoyment may be there, because to give up all enjoyment is not easy, but one has to do some tapasya also. And one has to do some spiritual activities, then one can advance. So here, following the instruction of Lord Brahma, so he's a spiritual master. And Lord Brahma is, although he's managing the whole universe, but he's a Brahman also. He has Brahmanical activities. He's doing worship, he's doing puja. He's very learned. He's greatly learned. And so is the Adi Guru in our Sampradaya. And everyone is respecting Lord Brahma in India. So he's instructing Prithu Maharaj. And in this way blessing him also. If he's following, so then Prithu Maharaj followed. And therefore he was blessed. So if we want blessings and be blessed in our life, then we have to follow the injunctions of the scriptures, the words of the saintly person, the spiritual master, and then we can be satisfied, and then we can become perfect. Hare Krishna. Any question? Yes.
I have a question. Why we are the eternal servant of the Lord, but why is it for common man more pleasurable to serve a dog, not a...
Oh yes, we are servants of God. So why it is more pleasurable for a person, instead of serving God, to serve dog? This is because of tamagun, mode of ignorance. Because this person is in a mode of ignorance. He has no knowledge. He's on the rajagun and tamagun. And therefore, he does not understand that God is there, that we should worship God. And because it is natural actually to give one's love to somebody. It is natural because by nature, love is there, the soul. Satchidananda Sarup, the love is there, but it is not properly engaged, the love. The loving sentiment is there. And we can see even in the animal, usually like the cow is loving the calf. The dog, the mother dog is taking care of the puppies, the small dog. And so the mother is loving the child. So love is there. But Krishna has to be in the center. And that is pure love. Otherwise it is material love. So the loving propensity is there. And by nature, because one is servant, one has to serve. If one is not serving the Lord, then one has to serve other people. If one is not serving other people, he will serve dog. But that is the mode of ignorance, tamagun. But we should not be in tamagun, we should be in sattvagun. And then we should serve God. But other people then sometimes they serve mankind, manav seva, which is okay, but we have to worship God also because we are meant to serve God. Jiver sopo Krishna Nityadas, we are Nityadas, Krishna Das, so we have to serve God. But due to ignorance, to great ignorance, very ignorant people, they will worship dog. They will keep a dog and take care of the dog just like, well, serve dog, actually they're serving. Even you can see here, in Switzerland at least, because I go to Switzerland every year because I was born there, I grew up there. But now the rule is, if you have a dog and you go for a walk and the dog is passing stool, then you have to have a plastic bag and you have to pick up the stool and you put it in a garbage bin. So the people are so degraded, they don't understand what they're doing. This is dirty, muchi, but we should be suchi. Even we know we after going to the bathroom, second number passing stool, we have to take bath. Any Indian knows. Sometimes in the West they don't do. And then the dog is passing stool, they're taking the stool up, of course with a plastic bag, and they're throwing that. But that is muchi. It is not clean. They're doing dirty thing. It is dirty. They don't understand because of gross ignorance. So one has to be educated. But sometimes people, they are so gross ignorant, like a dog or even any animal. So you can showing some tricks. You have a stick, you throw the stick. The dog will run after the stick, he will bring it back. Then you're giving something to eat. Again, you throw the stick. You can teach him some tricks. But the dog, you cannot teach Shastra. You cannot tell him chant Hare Krishna. He will say, wow, wow, wow. Because he's not, he doesn't have the capacity to understand. So people who are very much in ignorance, they will not understand. They are so much in ignorance. But those who are more sattvic, those who are in sattva gun, in the mode of goodness, then you can tell them. So those who are intelligent, you can tell them what is right and what is wrong. But those who are very much in ignorance, tamagun, they will do wrong things. So that is there. So because of gross ignorance, because of tamagun, they are having the dogs and they are serving the dog. Okay? Unfortunately. But that's a reality and there are many people like this. So Kali Yuga means degraded age, but material world means degraded place. In Kali Yuga more. So therefore we have to abide by the scriptures, we have to follow Shastra, we have to take shelter of Sadhu, of Guru Sadhu, the representative of the Lord, and follow the instructions. And then we can be blessed, and then we can advance. Then we can be peaceful, then we can be happy. Okay? Any other question? Yes.
Hare Krishna. So you said that if we kill any animal or any person, then we will have a karmic reaction to it.
Yes.
And the following, but they will kill us. But if we kill for the sake of dharma, would there be a equal amount of reaction?
No.
Or no reaction?
No reaction. If you kill for dharma, there is no reaction. Like Krishna told Arjun, you have to fight with the enemy. Even you have to kill your teacher, Dronacharya, because he was on the wrong side. And so if there's a war, you have to defend your country. So Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. Kurukshetra, the war which was done, that was according to Krishna's injunction also. And so that is Kurukshetra is a holy place. And it was a holy war. And therefore if one is, or even if The country is there and the enemy is attacking, you have to defend the country. Therefore the army is there. It is mentioned in the Shastra, if somebody is coming to your house trying to steal something and he has a weapon, and then you can defend yourself. If by defending yourself you kill the aggressor, there is no sinful reaction. If somebody is there, many times in India rape cases are there. Somebody is trying to rape a woman and the husband is there, the friend is there, he can protect, and if he's killing the aggressor, there's no reaction. There's no reaction to that. So that is there.
So in this situation, we should not practice Trinadapi Sunicena Tarora.
No. If somebody is coming to your house and trying to steal something, you're not, yes, you take whatever you want. Especially as a household. If you're sadhu, no problem. Sadhu, you don't need much. Therefore the sadhus, you want to take something, take. But he will say, chant Hare Krishna. If the thief is not doing, then anyway, no problem, you take, no problem. Sadhu, he will not, he said, Trinadapi Sunicena, no problem. And he have too many things. But the householder, he has to protect the family. If a thief is coming and trying to steal the wife's jewelry, then the husband has to defend. And in India, everyone has Mangal Sutra, the lady, mostly, except in Bengal, they don't have. They have something else. But Mangal Sutra is there, golden earring, golden bangle. So if somebody is coming to steal, and then, or gold or whatever, or money or whatever, so then you have to protect. It is your right. And then no Trinadapi Sunicena. No. We should not let the thief take the things. We have to defend. Unless you're Kropati and you don't mind, then it's okay. But usually a householder, he should protect his house and his family. And he should not be Trinadapi Sunicena. Then he has to defend. And it is his right. Okay?
I had one more question. So you said we should not be very close to meat-eating people as we will get affected by it.
Yes.
But is it okay if we associate it with them while following four regulative principles with the sole purpose of preaching to them?
Yes, of course. And we are there to help others and to preach. So we are strict ourselves. And then for preaching, we can even associate with meat eaters. And then we can tell them that eating meat is not good. Please kindly try to give it up. That is okay. We give association, we're not taking. And even if one is working in any company in the West also, most people are eating meat, and what to do? But then, if the lunch break is there and he said, well, we're going to eat some sandwiches and there's meat there, and I say, well, we don't eating meat and we're eating vegetarian. We go to the vegetarian restaurant, not to a restaurant where they serve meat. We go to vegetarian restaurant. So you can say politely, then you can say, well, you can come and you can take a vegetarian meal and we can have nice things. And then you can preach to him. That is okay. In this way, you're giving association, and by your association, he may change. And he may also become vegetarian. But you don't take his association. Then you say, no, in this restaurant they're eating meat and I'm not eating meat. I don't want to go there. And then if he says, well, anyway, okay, then I go alone. They said, yeah, you can go alone, but sorry. So we give it association, but we don't take. So we have to be careful. But if you're working and then you're sitting next to each other, what you can do? You're sitting on a plane. And then they ask you, vegetarian, non-vegetarian. What you can do if the person next to you is eating meat, nothing you can do. You look the other side. But if you are between two seats and both are eating meat, then what do you do? You close your eyes and you chant Hare Krishna. And if you have your own food, even usually we don't even eat on the plane. Even vegetarian, because some contamination is there. Because they're touching the non-vegetarian, then touching the vegetarian, and even in preparation, where they cook the non-veg food, maybe it is also not clean. Maybe they cook together. One place non-veg and one place veg. So usually we don't eat even in the plane as Vaishnavas. We have our own. But if the person next to you is taking out his meal with flesh, you don't take out your prasad, you wait. You close your eyes. And usually there's bad smell also, but you cannot close your nose because you have to breathe. But maybe you can have a cloth. So and then, once they're finished, so then you take your prasadam. And maybe you can, when they're finished and you take your prasad, maybe you can then offer them some prasad. If you have some sweet, here take some sweet. They'll become purified. So like this. So we give association, but we don't take. And we have to be careful. Okay? Any other question? Okay.
Very, very shortly. So, material love is always lust. You say
material love is always lust.
Yes, it's
not always.
Mm-hmm.
No, but mostly in the material world. So one is thinking about one's own sense gratification. That is lust. But even in the material world, those in the mode of goodness, sattva gun, so they have some lust. And of course, there may be still lust there, but they may have some loving sentiments. So love is not always lust. It may be also due to kindness. Like the mother, she has love for the child. She's taking care of the child. And she doesn't expect anything in return. That is the purest love in this world. She's serving the child and not expecting anything in return. So love is there. And sometimes persons are loving. They want to do something for others and not expect anything in return. But if Krishna is not at the center, then it is not pure love. And it is material. But love is, there's also some love in this world, but not so much. Mostly it is for sense gratification, and that is lust. But loving sentiments are there, because by nature, the jiva, we are loving entities. But due to ignorance, due to mode of passion and ignorance mostly, then it becomes lust for our own sense gratification. Therefore we have to try to be in sattva gun, in goodness. And then the loving propensity is more pure. And if Krishna is in the center, then it is most pure. But it will take time for the pure love to fully manifest. Because many anarthas, unwanted things in the heart are there. So that has to go away, and that will gradually go away. So, okay? Yes. Last question? Oh, it's some more question. Today we have time. You have breakfast or no breakfast? You have breakfast here on Ekadashi? You have breakfast?
Yes.
Little. In India mostly we don't have breakfast. We fast half day. Okay.
Thank you for the lecture. Very interesting. Is it right? I understand it like this. The partner in our life, the wife, the kids, maybe dogs and other, we think we love them, or maybe we feel like love. Is it right that it's like a training to learn love Krishna, and the partners show us, we train each other with feelings for love, and in the end it goes to love Krishna, and it's, this is the way, but it's not the real true love, maybe.
Yeah. You see, the way is according to scriptures. How the true love will come. You have to go according to scriptures. There's a process. So for this we follow the scriptures, we follow the spiritual master who will tell what to do. The training is there when you go to the spiritual master, a representative of the Lord. That is a real training. If Guru is not there, if Krishna is not there, then the love is material. But you see again, if one is in the mode of goodness, sattva gun, and even people in this world are sattvic, some people, some more than others. They like nature, and they like to help others, that is there. Anywhere in the world, even if God is not there, or not much, but some people by nature, they are more in the mode of goodness. And usually due to previous impressions from previous life, purva samskar. One has been good, then in the next lifetime he will be good also. And he wants to do good for others. But ultimately God has to be in the center, Krishna has to be in the center. Then one is really good. Then one can really help. But some are there already, even they are not aware of spiritual life so much for the time being, but they want to help others, that is there. And so that is in the mode of goodness, sattva gun. Sattvic people are there in the mode of goodness, but not so many. But it is there. But then ultimately, again we were discussing Jaiva Dharma, that book. So, religion. The real religion means Vastav Dharma is you serve Krishna, otherwise it is Naimittika Dharma. Even one has some sentiments to be a good person. Or non-violent, like Buddha, his philosophy. That is a kind of religion, because he's the Lord, Buddha, and he's preaching non-violence. And people who are following, yes, it is good to be non-violent. Yes, it is good to help others. But that is Naimittika Dharma, is not the real Dharma. Some principles of Dharma is there. To be a good person. That is a religious principle also. We should be a good person. We should help others. But it is not the real religion. It is not the real love. A real love is there when Krishna is in the center. Vastav Dharma. Real Dharma. A real love. Vastav Prem. A real love. That is when Krishna is in the center. Otherwise, it is material. And it may be the mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance.
But what is with the love for other souls? When I feel not the body, not the I feel maybe the soul inside of someone.
Yes.
Then
yeah, the love actually it should come from the soul.
Yeah.
Yes, it is coming from the soul actually.
And then it's like the love for Krishna when you have the love for another soul, because we are small parts of Krishna.
Yeah, but still. But if you're not conscious of Krishna, and then actually your love is perverted, or it is changed. It is changed. Vikar. That is explained also in this book, Jaiva Dharma. So, just like water. Water is flowing, water is sweet usually. When you can drink it. But when it is changed, it becomes ice. If it is cold or you put in the fridge, then it becomes ice. So it is changed. The nature is changed. Of course, then you put it in the water, in warm water, and it becomes liquid again. So if you have some love towards something else, it is changed. It is not the real nature of you, of the soul. The real nature, dharma of the soul is serving Krishna. That is real love. So, but it is not directed towards Krishna, then it is vikar, it is changed. But, so you only have to put Krishna in your life. And then it becomes real love. Even, from the soul. If Krishna is not there, then it is not real love. But if Krishna is there, then it becomes real. So you just have to you chant Hare Krishna, right? So you're on the right path. And therefore your thoughts are fine. You're thinking the soul. I'm soul. I'm loving somebody. So it is a kind of serving, loving Krishna also. Yes, because you're chanting Hare Krishna, you're thinking it this way. But other people, they are not chanting Hare Krishna, they don't know. So they know about the soul, and even the Christians, they know about the soul, they know about God, and then they may try to help others. But it is not true love. And even in India, therefore they say many times, Manav Seva is Bhagavan Seva also. They say service to mankind is service to God. But if you're not actually serving God, yourself, and then you're serving mankind, then that is not directly serving God. But you're indirectly, you're doing something, and you're doing something good if you're serving mankind. If you're distributing clothes to poor people in India, or food, kitchery, or you're opening hospital, that is a good work. And that will be appreciated by many, Even God will appreciate, even Krishna will appreciate, oh, this person is nice. But then he will think, why is he not worshipping me? Why is he not doing anything for me? Because he belongs to me. So like this, if a father is there and the son is there, and so then the son is leaving the home, and then the father will think, why is he leaving home? I'm giving him everything. And then he's helping others. What is the use? I left home, and the father maybe has his business, and he was expecting the son will help him in the business. Then what is this? This is sense gratification also. It is extended sense gratification. You do something for somebody else and you feel good. It is about you feeling good, more than serving others. That is extended sense gratification. So therefore Krishna has to be there. Then it is pure love. If Krishna is there and then you distribute Krishna prasadam, but you're serving Krishna, and then you're distributing prasad, then you are an instrument of giving the mercy of the Lord. It is not your mercy, it is the mercy of the Lord, Krishna prasad. But you're an instrument, and then you will be recognized by Krishna, by God, that you're doing something good. And that is doing something really good. If you're worshipping Krishna, you're chanting Hare Krishna, and then you're distributing prasadam, free. But it is so subtle that even sometimes as a practicing devotee, name, fame, glory, the same old story. So that you have to give up. Oh, I'm doing something good. Or I'm the best book distributor. I'm chanting very nicely. You're chanting Hare Krishna, and then you're expecting that other people will say, okay, Prabhuji, you chanted very nicely. And then, yes, I'm a nice singer.
It's like a spiritual ego inside, yeah?
Well, but that is material.
But it's
spiritual ego, yes, there's spiritual ego and there's material ego. If you're trying, but that it is not pure ego. If you're singing and then you want recognition, no. You should sing for Krishna's pleasure. Not that, oh, I should be glorified. Yes, you sang very nicely, Prabhu. And if nobody is saying something, why nobody is telling me that I sang so nicely? You see, that is also sense gratification. Or the clapping the hand, okay, speaking, then everyone is clapping the hand. And then, okay, I spoke and nobody clapping the hands. And disappointed, that needs some motive there. You have to be recognized. We should give up all these things, subtle. There's gross sense gratification and subtle. Ultimately, we have to give up gross and subtle sense gratification. Then it becomes pure love, but it is not easy. That we have to say and understand. But we try our best to become pure. And if we try, we'll become pure, but it will take some time. And then we should not be discouraged. I'm already since 10 years chanting, still material desires. Still I'm looking for name, fame and glory. I should give it up. Still I have the false ego. So it is very subtle and it is difficult to become completely free. It takes time. Therefore we have to be enthusiastic. We have to be fixed. We have to be in good association, always engaged in devotional service, and we have to be very patient. It will take time. And we have to give up bad association. So we have to be in good association of those who are pure, those who are humble. If you're together with devotees who are a big ego, who are criticizing others, then again it will be the same thing. You will have the same tendency. So therefore you have to be in good association as devotee also, and recognize who is a good devotee, who is humble, respectful, not expecting any honor, but giving honor to others. You associate with these devotees. Then you can have the same mood. You can have the same, that will come up to upon you. So therefore we associate with those who are more advanced, those who are properly situated. Okay? Okay, it is 9:30, so we'll stop here. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki. Srila Prabhupada ki.